So Libby's away, and you're got some information for us.
Libby and her family are back on the island now, but she's not in the office. So
okay.
I'd like to give some update on what's going to be happening, or hopefully not happening, with Hurricane Earl.
Okay. Prepared stuff?
Yes.
We should do about, okay.
Exactly.
All right.
The Emergency Planning Department has met today. That is pretty much the Emergency Operations Center for the island. It consists of department heads and other partners on the island who are first responders in case of an emergency. The Chief Pittman called it together today, and we met around noon for a joint call with Massachusetts Emergency Management Department, MEMA. And they connected into a National Weather Service broadcast. So we were beginning just to get preliminary instructions on what might happen should Hurricane Earl track this way. Right now, we don't have really any information. All the models are just predicting that as of Friday, September 3rd, we could potentially be in the path of the storm that might track about 50 to 100 miles southeast of the island. And should that happen, regardless, we're going to get some heavy rains, predicted up to 4 to 7 inches, as well as some very rough seas, particularly south side of the island. So we're just anticipating getting everybody mobilized should anything occur. Part of that is we want to make the public aware that they should be planning for the event. That could last about 36 hours. What we are asking to do is, we do not have an evacuation plan here on the island. We can't get everybody off. So we ask people to shelter in place. And what that means is to prepare where you are with appropriate provisions. Make sure you have plenty of water. Make sure you have some food. Fill up your car tank. Fill up all of your cabinets and supplies, just in case you need to be there for a while. We're not saying that it's going to happen, but just in case. We ask that everybody lock their doors, lock all their windows. So we ask them to be locked because that ensures that they're shut. And during the heaviest winds, seek shelter in an inner room to be away from glass or any sharp objects or anything that may break. Take care of your yard. Bring in your chairs, your umbrellas, anything that could float around and cause damage. We're just asking anybody to be prepared that way. We do not anticipate opening the emergency shelter, but we are making plans for that just in case we need to evacuate our island home or other vulnerable populations.
Where is that?
It's located at the high school. It is managed by the fire department, Chief McDougall, as well as the Red Cross. So we will be notified should something like that happen, but we're not anticipating it to happen right now. We'd like to let everybody know that we are going to be most likely closing the beaches on the south side. We won't have lifeguards. They will not be unlifeguarded. We're expecting some very strong surges and riptides, so we're recommending people really shouldn't be going swimming and just be careful. Use common sense.
Starting Friday? Or?
Most likely Friday, but depending on what happens, again, if the hurricane speeds up or if the hurricane tracks differently, things will be changing.
Right.
We will be meeting every day to get the most updated information. However, right now we're just anticipating that on Friday.
And how can people get the latest updated information?
We're going to be sending out press releases.
Okay. Here on Channel 17, we'll be there for you.
Great.
Yep.
We will be releasing press releases also. We've enlisted the assistance of the Visitor Center. And we're just asking people, don't call 911 or anything like that, because that just floods the emergency lines. There is a state emergency number that you can call, and we're just asking people to, just be patient, because we're developing it as developing plans as it all unfolds. We will be closing the boat ramp at Children's Beach on Friday by 5 o'clock. Starting at 5 o'clock.
Okay. Yep.
So we'll be putting up the barriers, the storm surge barriers then. So we're hoping everybody's getting their boats out of the water.
Should they be thinking about that right now?
They should be. And actually, Dave Franzuto of the Marine Department, the Marine Superintendent, has indicated that a lot of people have already been doing that.
Right.
And we've been checking with the moorings and telling people they really should anticipate. And we know a lot of boats have already left the island. Which is great, but we still encourage that.
Sure.
And that's really about it. We're really trying to focus in. The emergency planning team will be meeting every day. We're getting updates constantly from the National Weather Service as well as MEMA, and we will convey that information along. And just hopefully it'll pass by.
Hopefully it will. But you never know, and I'm glad you're here to let us know.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Geno.